And you just feel the energy. Yay. Tuesday, May 20th, my brother's birthday. Let's just blow up his text for fun. 813-245-0015. 813-245-0015. Today is 51, I think. A baby. Cool. 0015. Just send a little happy birthday text. Kind of cool.
You want to start off with Megan's?
Yeah, choose first slide. Jeff Beggins, LOL. All right, so click on the slide if you don't mind before we go to Megan. Next slide. I wrote down tech savvy, virtual security, 5-star service, and will match any price. So if anybody ever comes to you and says, hey, Paramount Title charges a $6.95 closing fee, and my title company charges $5.95, we'll match it. Don't ever let that stand in your way, right? We'll beat or match any price. But the tech savvy, the virtual security, and the 5-star service, that's what we're known for. And Paramount Title is really good at it. So there's my intro to Megan today.
I love that. Can we do that every week? I am in the South Tampa office this morning, but just wanted to come in and say thank you guys for all of your support always. If you guys need anything, let us know. We are seeing a lot of closed cash transactions where the homeowners association or the clients are needing surveys or elevation certificates because of the storm we just had. Oh, well, not just had, but last year. So keep that in mind. Surveys and elevation certificates are optional on a cash transaction, but they can benefit your client. It's a small cost that is very beneficial. So if you have a cash buyer,
We're losing your sound.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay.
No, we have sound difficulties.
So basically, a survey is not required for a cash sale. The survey is required because the lender requires a survey for the property. Whether there's been changes done to the property or not, the lender is going to require an updated survey. They can try to submit with the current survey and see if it is acceptable to them. If it's not, they have to order a new survey, regardless of what the buyer wants to do. But in cash, the buyer doesn't have to. He has a choice. But you'll hear Craig say this over and over again. If I was buying a $100, $200, $300, $500 million piece of property, and I would never purchase that real property without having an updated survey, almost no matter how long ago that survey was done, you have no idea what's happened in the last year. There could have been any major changes that have come up that we just didn't know about. So it's always in the buyer's best interest. In our opinion, I would always recommend them to get a survey or get an updated survey if they're buying a property. And Paramount Title is someone that can help them do that. They'll be able to get it done quicker within the timelines that they have because of the resources that they work with.
Absolutely. And if you are dealing with a post-closing survey or elevation certificate that you need, reach out to me. I just helped Amber's daughter get an elevation certificate for one of her buyers that closed in cash, and they're going to have it within 3 to 5 business days. So let us know. They will use our rates if we reach out to them. They could be more expensive if your clients reach out to that survey company directly. But just wanted to send that out reminder.
That's cool. That is the truth. We've seen surveys be 2 and 3 times the amount that the price Paramount Title can get for a survey when you're looking at even regular properties or even larger properties with acreage. So please use the resources you have. They'll be able to take care of you.
Well, think about it. If you order 300 surveys a month, do you get more priority or less priority than somebody orders once in a while? It's just the power of scale. It works. And so take advantage of the resources we have.
Kathleen, there's no average.
Yeah, it's $400 or $500.
You probably don't want, there's really no average because everything is relative. We've seen 1 acre properties. Yeah, I wouldn't quote averages. Get the title company, ask the title company to contact the survey company about what that cost would be. They'll give you a quick turnaround. They'll just send it off and say, here's a quote. Because literally
Figure
we've had
$500-ish.
But we've had 3 survey companies come between $300, $500, and $900,
Mhm.
all for the same property, just because of their timelines, when they can get there, how many people they have to have. So it's really hard to quote an average for a survey. Title will tell you the same thing, because I try, hey, what's the average for your 1 acre property? Well, depends. Is it cleared? Is it not cleared? Is there a house on it? Is there 3 or 4 buildings? Is there a shed? Is there a driveway? Are there easements?
I
Do
paid
they have
$1,700
wetlands?
for a 2.5 acre survey. $1,700. It's a lot of money.
Mhm.
So the best thing to do with that literally is don't quote your client, call Paramount Title. They'll send it to a surveyor and they'll get an estimate for what it would be. And then you can give your client that update. That's typically the easiest and best way. That way we don't turn them away, because we've seen some of them come back at $2,500 when the last couple ones they did were only $1,000 or $1,200. So you just have to be aware of that. Yeah, and they'll get pricing very quickly.
Yeah, and it takes time.
Yeah.
So a cash transaction doesn't close tomorrow, because the biggest problem we have is HOA estoppels, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. And that's another quick reminder too, make sure that you are giving enough time on your contracts for, if you have an estoppel that we have to order, for us to get that back in, even on a rush. They're not required, the homeowners association is not required to have that over to us outside of 3 to 5 business days. So if you're closing and trying to close within 7 business days, we're tight. Just keep that in mind. You know, we do everything we can to rush them, and we usually do meet the closing dates, but give us enough time to be able to order everything we need from third parties.
Good practice. Thank you very
All
much,
right.
Meg.
You're very welcome. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Okay. All right. My enlightened perspective for today. And this comes to my text. Stay calm. All is well. The future in your mind is rambling on about what is not the truth. The truth is unknown. Let that sink in for a minute. Your mind goes crazy talking about we're talking about things in here that are the truth, right? Surveys are expensive. They take time. That's not the truth. Some surveys come real fast. Some go real slow, right? What's going on in your mind is creating challenges for you to think. So just the truth is unknown. We don't know. So what do? Salespeople, come on, help me. No, don't worry. Ask questions. We ask questions, right? Personal story, I was trying to justify my pricing for the project I'm working on at $600 and something a square foot to a couple who lives in a neighborhood in Cape Coral, of all places, which is a shithole. They're $850 a foot. Jennifer Birdsong and down south looked it up. She found their house. What it's worth. It's a normal looking house with a 4-car garage. $850 a foot. And I'm trying to justify $650 here. That's my mind creating that problem, not theirs. Right? So what do? We ask questions and we find out answers. And that's what salespeople do. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as you talk. Right? I've been with salespeople with me on boats and doing different things, and they talk. Stop talking. Ask questions. They'll give you the answers. It's really cool. All right, some simple mistakes still around. So I wrote this down last night because I was thinking about it. We're still seeing this, not so much with our company, but with the co-brokes. So I wrote this little note. Compensation agreements and FF and GG, even from the quote unquote pros, agents doing 200 deals a year, they're not getting it. The basics. Here's the basics of the thing. I had a friend of mine, an agent of ours, call us. He's been out of the business now for a couple of years. Super smart guy. And he called me and said, what's going on with this NAR stuff? I don't really get it. It's Phil Berger, you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Here's the basics. Seller pays seller's agent. Buyer pays buyer's agent. Just let that sink in. Listing agent just get paid by the seller. Buyer's agent gets paid by the buyer. Okay. reality, buyers don't have the cash to pay their buyer's agent. So what are they going to do? Ask the seller to pay, kind of normal. So if that happens, then one, seller offers compensation to the buyer's broker. So I referred one of my attorney friends to Jennifer down south, and she's an attorney, and she was on the Florida Real Estate Commission board. She's a really good attorney. I'm gonna pay 3%. She had no problem paying 3% to the listing agent. She wants to offer no compensation to the buyer's agent. What do we care? Do we? No, but we're going to tell her, hey, chances are the buyer's going to ask you for compensation. So be prepared to pay something. So seller offers compensation. And if they do, she should have done that. I'll talk to her about that separately. She should offer a compensation agreement. Hey, I'm offering X. If we have that, then you're good. If you accept that, you're good. Two, seller offers partial compensation. I'm giving you 1.5%, but your BBA says you get 3. So you can use FF to increase and get a credit from the seller for the extra 1.5. Seller offers no compensation in this case that I'm talking about. Use GG to make our buyer's offer subject to the seller paying the buyer broker agreement. Right? That's all you need to know. That's kind of it. And then step 4, this is the favorite part, is negotiate.
Mhm.
Right? So Roberto, the price is $450, and you want me to pay $4,000 in commission to your buyer's agent. Come in at $454. Done. We're going to go negotiate price. It has to appraise, but for $4,000, I don't think we're going to lose a deal here or there, right? So that's just kind of the compensation I'm seeing, and people are still doing it wrong. So I just want to bring that up.
As a buyer's agent, my perspective is really shifted into, does it really matter what the seller is offering?
No.
Like, because a lot of us are so caught up on calling the listing agent. What are you paying for buyer compensation? What are you paying for buyer compensation? Does it matter? I have a contract with my buyer, and my buyer wants me to get the full amount covered for him. Regardless of what the seller's offering, he wants me. I have 3% agreement with Craig, my buyer. And when I go to make my offer, I'm asking for 3% because that's what my buyer wants me to do. Does it matter what he's offering? No. So my question to them is no longer, what kind of compensation are you offering to a buyer's agent? My question to them is, hi, my buyer really liked the property. We're going to be submitting an offer. I have a question. Who is offering the compensation? Is it the seller, or is it your broker, or is it you, the brokerage? Who's offering the compensation? The seller's broker, you, or the seller? I just need to know who I'm asking for it from. That's all I care. And then they'll probably try to tell you what they're offering, how much they're offering if they have a form, and that's fine. But my real question is, who's offering the compensation so I know who to ask to pay me? Because my buyer's agreement says they'll be credited with any amount offered by the seller or from the seller's broker. That's going to credit them whatever they're going to pay me.
That's what you got to know. Cool. My last note there on that page is, please, please, please start making loops for your buyer broker agreements. They are assets. They are total assets. So create a loop, and then you will, as we start coaching you, say, oh my God, I've got 8 buyers under contract. Pay attention to them. It's awesome. But if you don't have a list, then there's no place to go. So next slide. And you have Jimmy to thank for this one. I called Jimmy yesterday because I went through a whole spreadsheet with the managers, and it was a long spreadsheet. It was really wide. I had to scan across, and he said, Craig, that was painful. It really was painful. Can you just summarize it and make it sound simple? Watch this. We had 434 agents on the production sheet. 422 contributed either listing, a sale, a closed unit, or dollars. That's huge. No company does things like that. Only 12 agents out of 434 had 0 production, and 3 of those have been terminated already. Right? Because for no production, because why keep them here? It was just a bad business decision. We had 56 other people that were terminated throughout our company over that period of time. This is April 1st through 2024 and April 30th to 2025. So that's with that 12-month period. 56 people left and nobody left that had any production. Wow. Over the last 12 months, 97% of our agents are contributing listings, sales, closings, or dollars. That's amazing. You are working with a team of massive producers, right? Because even if you have a listing, what is that going to become? A sale, which is going to become a closing, right? So there's a time frame in there. So you can't just say, because I look at a monthly basis and say, oh my God, 173 agents didn't do anything. That's for 1 month. But over the course of a year, 97% of our agents are contributing. Come on, Chris, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That's a strong sales team right there. And not all of you need to produce a sale a month, right? I need income every month. Maybe you don't, but it's just different, right? Super, super cool. Okay. Next up, Bob Dean. Bob Dean is amazing. Here's what John Carney had to say. I wouldn't trust any other broker. They think Bob Dean's a broker, right? They think you're brokers too. For the sale of a Florida property, for the purchase of a Florida property. Bob has a unique understanding of the real estate market in the area. In addition, he combines his knowledge and professionalism with a friendly demeanor. I trust Bob to have my best interest in mind. He's enthusiastic, enjoyable to work with, and delivers results. How many people know Bob Dean? Isn't he just like that? Just a ball. He just has fun, everything he does. Amy Camasso, here's what Montez Taulis had to say. Working with Amy Camasso for both purchase and sale of our new home and the sale of our previous property has been nothing short of exceptional. Her consistent professionalism, market knowledge, and dedication and understanding our specific needs made what could have been a stressful transaction remarkably smooth. Amy's attention to detail, proactive communication, and negotiation skills helped us secure the best possible outcome each time. We would not hesitate to recommend Amy to anyone looking for real estate who truly goes above and beyond for our clients. Oh, isn't that awesome? That's who you guys work with. This is what embodies our company. One more slide. Stephanie Berry, machine. Stephanie was incredible to work with. She listened to what we needed, was always responsive, key, and guided us through every step with professionalism and care. Thanks to her, we found the perfect home. We have already recommended Stephanie to several of our friends. Oh, isn't that so cool? Right? That's what we're doing. This is what customers value. And when you ask them for a review, they give it to you. And then it goes on your website and it's super, super duper cool. Okay, we'll get some slides on the one above that, two above that. Here's their top listing agents. We didn't do this last week visually. Jimmy added this to my presentation. So our top listing agents, Kevin Friel was number one. I'm sorry, Miguel Salvet was number one with 8. 8 listings in a month. That's a lot. And Kevin Friel was number 2 with 5, which is still a lot. It's just not as much as 8. Top selling agent for the month of April. We had a tie between Giovanna Navarro and Amy Camasso. 5 sales. That's tracking 60 deals a year.
You know, Eugenio with 6.
Oh, Eugenio had 6. Oh, I missed that. Jesus, that's a lot of business. Congratulations, guys. Aw, Ivy banged out 7 closed units for the month. And there's my daughter, Jessica, with 4.5 closings. Super duper cool. And these are all top agents, right, in every office. But the stars show the ones in the top closing agents. So just, we don't show the numbers because they don't like to be bragged about. But I can tell you our top agent did $55,000 last month. Not a bad month. Okay. Want to talk about this?
Jimmy, do you want to add anything in here? Do you want to start off?
Well, the Century 21 luxury class that is going on tomorrow and Thursday. I will forward out one more time I just got another email just kind of for a reminder and stuff like that. So You still have time to register. You still have time to register for the luxury class. This is a class that is taught by some of the top luxury agents for all of Century 21 in the entire world that are actually doing this. The price is $495 to take this class. You'll be able to get some certifications along with a lot of extra marketing material from newsletters that are going to be available for you, social media marketing, and a whole bunch of other things, and some really cool reports on the luxury side that you will have access to with this program. So if you are interested in doing that, it's for the next 2 days, starting tomorrow. Feel free to go back and take a look at one of my past emails in the last couple of weeks when I sent all of this stuff out. Just look for a luxury class from me and you'll find it, but I will resend that again today.
It's called an investment in your future. Chris, give us a pitch on Beggins University.
Yeah, next, these dates in here aren't correct. This is just.
I tried to fix them last night and
Yeah,
thought I couldn't do it.
it's an image, but up top, the
On
dates.
top, they're right.
The dates at the top are correct. June 3rd, 4th, and 5th from 10 till 3, 10 till 3:30. We're doing a university class. This is the class that Jimmy and I have been working on over the last 6 months, tweaking, changing, adding, trying to make sure we get it right before we start putting together our our videoed and broadcast class that's out there. So we're doing another one in person only, 3rd, 4th, 5th. There's a possibility we might broadcast the audio for it and the video via Zoom, but it's not going to be catered to online for this time. We're working on getting that done. Again,
Not going to monitor chats.
yeah, we're just making sure we can deliver the product before we start putting it out and then recording it. So this is going to be for any new agent, experienced agent. This is what it's going to take to go and accelerate your business, expand your business, change your business. And so the first day is going to be focused on accelerating, taking you where you're at, kind of getting you all pushed up, and then from there expanding everything out, getting you more opportunities, more leads, more focus. And then the third day is going to be on our listing process, buyer process, and objection handlers. And we're going to have some people come in and actually give the presentation that they're giving to other Century 21 brokerages. So Jessica Beggins is going to do her listing presentation that she gives to C21 that she did for their C21 University and for other brokerages that are out there. So that's going to be our Beggins University. That's June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It is a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 to 3. And then
Come if you can.
the Elevate 21 is the formerly Florida 20. Real quick, please RSVP for this. There's an invite that was sent out. We'll send it out again today. Please RSVP so we know who we have coming. We have sponsors that are going to be bringing lunch. So we'll be doing working lunches each day in between that. So we need to know how many people will be attending live in person. Formerly Florida 21. This is for all the Southeast, basically all the Florida brokerages, because we're one of the largest states for Century 21 in the country. So we do our own little event. It's sponsored by one of the local brokerages in the Orlando area. So it's a great event for you guys to get to. Lots of networking, lots of marketing and communication with other brokerages and agents in here. Lots of training courses, and then just a lot of fun too. Get around a bunch of other agents. They say you are the sum of some of the 5 people that you hang around the most. Well, get around some people. The people here are producing. The people here are brokers. The people here are producing brokers. It's a great opportunity to learn from the people who are already doing it, plus create some relationships to have some referrals back and forth. July 20th through the 23rd. And we have a contest, a participation type contest going on. So for every contract you turn in, every presentation that you're doing, all of the listings you turn in and closings, we're putting you into a raffle, digitally going to pull it out and spit out some names, and we're going to give away passes. Best thing for you to do is buy your pass now, get your hotel room now, sign up for everything now, and then what we will do is we will reimburse you at the initial cost. So we're not giving you full cost for it. If the price keeps going up, we're paying what the original ticket was because we've already bought some at that price.
Right.
And
Perfect. Okay, so what I want you to go to Zillow.com, because she didn't send me an updated one, and just type in what's that? Oh, that is. Oh, really? Thank you. Okay. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Okay, so if you go to Zillow.com and you look at what's for sale, I was looking at a listing last night. It's been on the market for 220 days. Has had 34 views and 8 shares. Crazy. Nobody's looking at it. When you see a showcase listing, This has been on the market for 5 days, 3,430 views, and 182 saves. Showcase listings just get more attention, period. So once again, and then it shows you how a regular listing performs of the gold bar here and how a showcase listing performs.
These are reports that are available to you when you sign up for a showcase that you can provide to your seller. While you're giving them weekly reports from MLS, from Zillow, actives, pending, solds, all the changes in the market. This is just another addition to that you can give them. When you give them all the information and you show them what the buyers are saying, what the agents are saying, what the showings are saying, what the public is saying, they will literally come to you and tell you, I think it's time to make a change on the price.
Right.
And we're seeing that over and over again when you keep them apprised as to what's going on and give them weekly updates.
And then look at views by city and views by state. Well, my seller says we need to advertise in New York because New Yorkers are moving to Florida. Well, no, all your views are coming from Florida and most are coming from Tampa. So where should we be doing our marketing? In Florida and in Tampa. That's it. It shows you right there. That's Zillow. This is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. And this is John's house at 1958. 1958 home. You talked about it last week. 1,800 square feet. I think it's sold, actually. I know it had offers on it. Super big. But do me a favor, go to Zillow.com just for fun. And go to just go to 33572 or anywhere, any zip code you want. So this is what happens. When a map comes up, it shows you, oh my God, look how many homes are for sale. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, and then look how many are showcased. Who are the agents who are showcasing their listings? Yeah, the top agents basically are using Showcase because number one, they can afford it, but they have to pay more than we pay because I bought a contract and I locked in a price for all of you guys. But there's very few Showcase. 3D tours are okay, but they're nowhere near as good. But look at, I mean, there's very, very few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all in Mirror Bay. That's probably Shauna. Yeah. So 3 listings. I mean, 3% of the listings are using Showcase. So if you're not presenting this on your listing presentation and charging more money for it, you're missing out. You just are. Nobody else is doing it in the marketplace. And if you look at a Showcase listing, just pick one that's Showcase and one that's not. At 100%, it probably gets you 3.5%. Just pick anyone.
Trying to find, I think I know some that are ours.
No, it costs $1,000 for $1 million house.
Yeah, I'm just right here. So I think this one is. Yeah, this is one of ours.
Okay, now notice there's 5 photos in the carousel that are on. What a beautiful house. So it's got 5 showcase photos. It takes up the whole thing. You scroll down, you can see it's Jennifer Rick's listing. So they have the opportunity to contact her. There's no guarantee they're going to contact her, but they have the opportunity to contact her. There's a floor plan, 3D floor plan, and then you can showcase the different features and benefits of the house, which you have to go in and customize. But you didn't have the opportunity. So go to a regular listing now. That was fun.
This is literally the one next door, and this is why it's important because you see the difference between the two.
Now they did pay for the 3D floor plan, so they're a photographer they paid extra money for. But see, so request a tour, contact agent. Who's the agent? It's one of us, because we own that zip code. It's going to one of our flex agents. It's not going to the listing agent, period. And there's nothing featuring the house, so nobody looks at it. So if you go back to the top, it'll show
We've
you.
mentioned this before too. The Explore Offer Strategies is removed on all showcase listings. Then we went in depth in this, but if it is not a showcase listing, they have Explore Offer Strategies. And basically they're telling a buyer that if they want to have a strong chance of getting this property under contract, they have to offer approximately 3 to 5% below the list price, and they have over a 90% chance of winning that offer. If you are a seller and somebody was saying 90% chance, if you offer them 3 to 5% less, you're going to get that under contract. And on a $400,000 home, that's $12 to $15,000, $12 to $20,000 less. And that's what your marketing is telling people. We have the ability to pull that off of Zillow by paying for a showcase and just changing the way the marketing looks and making us stand out differently than the
And I'm
competitor.
not bragging, but we've got a 97% list price to sale price ratio as a company. We're the highest in the US right now, list price to sale price ratio. So they're predicting 3 to 5% below, and we're above that. So why would let Zillow tell us? And people go to Zillow. The last lead I got on my project was from Zillow. So no,
It does not. It removes the offer strategy from the listing when you use a showcase.
Cool. Yep. Our company is the 97% list price to sale price ratio.
When we saw comparatively to all the other anywhere brands, our list price to sale price ratio was higher than any other anywhere brand in the country. Yeah.
Cool Banker, ERA, Better Homes and Gardens, all those companies. Right. I just want to remind you, go to 21 Online, look at the brand stuff. There's a lot in there. We're not going to cover it today because we're over time. Unless we're done. And of course, our target is to hit Masters Ruby. That's the path to Centurion. Starts at 140,000 bucks, which is a $10,000 commission, about 14 transactions. So just over one a month, and you're there. And many of you are doing way more than that. So we will now break off to individual meetings.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.